Ok, hoy en la clase voy a explicar el proyecto de mi amigo Imaginario. Mi amigo Imaginario. Tenemos un proyecto. Okay, we have our project that we're going to be doing. I got a lot of very good feedback about the projects that we've been doing, and we are going to do a gallery walk with this one again. This one, however, instead of being vocabulary based, is going to be more grammar based. Okay, so we're going to be practicing the imperfect tense. Repeat after me. This whole project.
This whole project.
The whole project.
The whole project.
All of it.
All of it.
Will only use
Imperfect
verbs.
verbs.
Imperfect verbs. Okay. You guys get to create an amigo imaginario. He doesn't have to be a human imaginary friend. Just an imaginary friend. It can be a creature that you make up. It can be an animal that you like, or you can make it a human person. But what you're going to be describing is about this imaginary friend and what they used to be like. What they used to be like, okay, or what they used to do. Bien? So what tense are you going to use for that? Okay?
Imperfect.
The imperfecto. Muy bien. We're going to be using the imperfecto. So, part 1 of the video, you guys are going to watch tomorrow. They did part 1 today, and they'll be doing your part 2 tomorrow. You guys are doing part 2 today, and they're doing part 1 tomorrow. Yeah? We'll flip-flop. I'm not giving you a list of the questions because I was trying to save paper, so I'm going to have you guys copy the list of the questions, and you'll get the rest of the questions tomorrow in class because you'll watch the YouTube video. Bien? Does everybody know what we're doing there? Okay. I'm going to give you the entire time in class tomorrow. All you have to do is watch the opposite video to get the rest of the questions, and then you get the whole rest of the time in class to work. Okay? Now, it is very important to me when you work in class tomorrow, the first thing that needs to be done before you start drawing your picture and illustrating and doing the final draft of your sentences on there, the first thing that needs to be done is the writing portion. Because that way you have your classmates in class and more resources to use. You have books and everything, yes? So you're going to do the rough draft writing first before you start doing any coloring and stuff, okay? And depending on your behavior, it is up to Miss Beckman's discretion to give you the last part of class where you can work in partners or talk and work on coloring, okay? Bien? As long as you guys are working hard, okay? So, we have this animal favorito. Some of the questions that we got for the first ones were ¿Cómo se llamaba? What did they used to be called? ¿Cuántos años tenía? How old were they? How old did they used to be? We're going to start with ¿Quién era su actor preferido? ¿Quién era su actor preferido? ¿Quién era su actor preferido? Who was their preferred actor? Or we could put actriz. Actriz. Okay, now, let's go over, just to try to make sure, it's kind of difficult when you have a big writing project and they say ready, set, go. Let's try to make sure and give ourselves a structure for our answer. So how would I start this answer, no matter what I was going to say? How would I start it? Su actor, good man. Su actor preferido era, and then the name of an actor, right? Or an actriz, okay? Now, if you give me the absolute bare minimum, what grade are you going to get?
Absolute bare minimum.
The absolute bare minimum. That's a C. If your answer is perfect grammar and you give me the bare minimum, it's a C. What other information could you add to this?
Why they like them.
Why they like them. Su actor preferido era... Fill in the blank. Johnny Depp. Porque él es muy cómico. Okay? ¿Entienden? ¿Todos entienden? ¿Sí? Okay. Next one. We have ¿Qué tipo de música escuchaba? ¿Qué tipo de música escuchaba? Okay, we should name our creature in this class. Last class it was Roberto el Magnifico. What's your creature going to be called? Or your imaginary friend? What do you want to call him?
Tigram.
Tigram. I don't think we can do another name of a student. I feel like I'll get sued for that. And it's going on YouTube, so let's not do that. Anyone else?
Pedro.
Pedro? Okay, our creature is going to be Pedro in this class. You don't want for all of your sentence L, right? So instead of saying L all the time, you could say mi amigo imaginario, my imaginary friend, or mi criatura imaginari. What would you have to do it? Imaginari. Muy bien. Mi criatura imaginaria. Or if you're a girl and you want to have a girl imaginary friend, mi amiga imaginaria. Or if you're a boy and you want a girl imaginary friend. There you go. You could have mi novia imaginaria if you want. Como quieras. Okay. ¿Qué tipo de música escuchaba? What type of music, how would you translate this? What type of music, not did he listen to, did he used to listen to? Because it's the imperfecto. Did he used to listen to? How do I start my answer on this? Okay, Pedro escuchaba la música de
Gangster rap.
I don't like Pedro.
rap.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be rap gangsta in Spanish?
Yeah.
Adjectives go after.
Boom.
They rap
Word for
gangsta.
Gangster rap.
Great.
Wait, you
Really?
got a G.
Gang.
Gangsta.
Gangsta.
Gangsta
Gangsta.
Nah, it's even cooler.
There you go.
Gangsta.
Oh man. Okay. Como era? Now, if you choose to answer this question, this is all one question, so you got to answer both of them. Como era y qué tipo de persona / animal era? Okay, what am I'm looking for two separate things with this question. You're going to have to give me quite a bit of information with this one. What am I looking for? Two separate things. Okay, when I ask you como era, what am I asking for? What did he used to be like? And I could be asking about their physical description, right? La descripción física. Yes? When I ask you qué tipo de... If you need to go get water, you can. ¿Qué tipo de persona or animal era? What type of a person or animal was he? What am I looking for here? Their personalidad. Yeah? Their personalidad. Okay? A ver. Estaba contento. ¿Qué significa contento?
Happy.
Happy. And if you're a girl, it's going to be contenta. Estaba contenta porque sí o porque no. Porque sí or porque no. And last one, ¿qué hacían? ¿Qué hacían? Tú y tu amigo. Do we need an accent over this too?
No.
No.
Why? What are we trying to say?
Your.
Okay. What did you and your friend used to do durante, do together. Juntos is together. Durante los veranos. How are you going to start this one? Nosotros. How else could I start it? Durante los veranos. What else could I start it with? How could I say my friend and I? Mi amigo y yo And then you need some verbs, some action verbs about what you used to do. Okay, action verbs about what you used to do. And then you would say together, juntos, and then durante los veranos. Bien? Any preguntas? Okay. There are, between this video and the last video, there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's a total of 16 questions. How many do you think you guys should have to do? We're going to start working on our student-generated rubric. Everybody say whoop whoop! Oh, that was so sad. Say whoop whoop! Okay, this is you deciding how this project is going to be graded. So, I'm going to pull up one of our old rubrics so that we can kind of work from that format from our last project that we did. But this one is more grammar-oriented, and it has some writing. So out of, we said 16 or 18? 16. How many total questions do you think are reasonable? This is a writing assignment. It is a writing assignment. But how many do you think is reasonable?
14.
For an A.
Oh, for an A, 14.
Oh, so we could do the number of sentences based on what grade they want.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea. Okay.
You should do 17 for an A. You should make up for them.
Okay, I think that's really interesting idea. Okay. So this one is going to be called Mi Amigo. Mi Amigo Imaginario. Or Mi Criatura Imaginaria. Okay, what is the objective of this one? What is our objective of this? Why am I having you do this assignment, chicos?
To practice the imperfect.
To practice the imperfecto. To practice the imperfecto, please. Muy bien. To practice, and are we just practicing the conjugation? What are we practicing on the imperfect?
Use.
How to use, right? We're practicing to practice the uses of the imperfecto. And what else? You're not just filling in blanks here. You're having to create with sentences using imperfecto, right? And create your own examples. Okay? Okay, are we going to give them 2 points still for having the name in Spanish and your last name on the project?
Yeah.
I agree, because that is very, very helpful, okay? Next, we said, what else? What are other things that you think we might need to grade on this one?
Señales, maybe.
A use of señales. Okay, we could use, how many señales could we use? There's 16 total sentences. We don't necessarily need them every one. Cinco?
Like cuatro.
Tres?
Yes. Tres o cuatro.
Tres?
Tres.
Okay. Tres señales. Tres señales que indican el imperfecto. Remember, this is being recorded, so let's make sure that we remember that. Okay. Muy bien. Okay, tres señales que indican el imperfecto. What else could we have in here?
Just say it.
¿Qué más? How else would you want to grade this project? What else do you think is something we need to grade? We are going to draw a picture. So the visual aid for your picture definitely needs to match up with what you're describing. That way we know that what you're describing is actually what you mean to be saying. So there is going to be a visual aid component. Do you want to put that one under attractive and creative again?
Yeah, just keep
Okay.
the same stuff we had.
Okay, let's see what we had. We had attractive and creative. In order to get a 5, you could say el dibujo, the drawing, es excepcionalmente atractivo y una idea original. I like this. We did put on there that it had to be an original idea if you were going to get a 5 on that. Do you still agree with that? Yeah? Okay. How about for a 4? El diagrama tiene un formato atractivo. Hay color. There had to be color. And the color helps to distinguish into the groups. I don't think that's appropriate anymore. So how can we say what a 4 is? Diagrama tiene formato atractivo. Hay color, but maybe it's not original. Like the first one, to get a 5, you really have to be original. To get a 4, you did a really nice job, but maybe it wasn't an original idea.
Yeah.
Do you think something like that would be easy to distinguish? Can you measure from one step to the next with that?
Yes.
Okay. Pero la idea no es muy original. Okay? Now, el diagrama tiene un formato un poco atractivo. Color. Is there still color? For a 3, do they still have to have color on there? Okay, hay color, pero tal vez no hay mucho color. Okay? Hay menos de, el diagrama tiene un formato poco atractivo. So instead of el diagrama, we need to replace that with el dibujo. Okay, right now, as I'm changing these, I'd like you to be talking with your partners. Turn to your partner and knowing what this assignment is going to be. It's going to be on one sheet of letter paper, and you are going to be writing your sentences around the edge. I want you to first ask how many sentences do you think they should have to do? I think a maximum number of sentences that I want to read per project with 2 classes are probably 13. 13 or 14 would be the max for the project, so that would be the max for an A. So start discussing with your partners how many sentences should you have to write for each letter grade, or for the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, excuse me, for a 5, for a 4, for a 3, for a 2, for 1. So think about that right now with your partners, please.
You guys did with 13, there were 13 for an A, and then 12 for a B, 11 for a C. So now 1. Yeah. And then 10 for an A. We're going numbers.
Yeah, sorry, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. These are not great. You should go.
Yeah, you come with your own questions.
Like 12 of your own questions.
Double it, 32 of your own questions. 4 would be, or 16 of your own questions.
We have. Oh, you would be 9. So 13 for 5. Or 12. 12 for 5. I like you. 13 for extra credit.
Yeah, odd numbers.
Then we should go 10 for 4. No, that's so 10 for 4.
Okay, chicos. So tell me, 4 or 5, in order to get a 5, in order to score this as a 5, what do you think? How many sentences should they have? 13 sentences?
I'm thinking 10. I'm thinking 12. 12.
12?
We didn't discuss.
For an A?
12 for a 5.
Okay, 10 to 12. Okay, 10 to 12. All right, 10 to 12 sentences. What kind of sentences? They can just have the very bare minimum sentences to get a 5, to get an A.
Buenos sentences.
At least 10 words to those sentences.
Whoa.
That sounds pretty reasonable to me. Usually we do between 8, on a standard assignment we do about 8 words usually. So she's saying to get an A, you need to have 10 words per sentence. I think that's pretty, then that's pretty reasonable. 10 and 10. 10 sentences of 10 words each?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100 words.
Okay.
It's like one essay.
10 sentences of 10 words each. So, ideas. Do you want to mention anything about the vocabulary? What kind of vocabulary they're using? For the grammar, I think should go under precision, but I do think that's important. Exactly. Are they saying the same thing over and over and over again, or is there some diversity? That's a great point. What else could you say about the sentences? I think we can stop recording this. Well, actually keep going because I might use this for evidence, just for a little bit longer. Okay, guys, I really do need your participation though. What else would you want to distinguish about the sentences? The word length, you have the word length and you have the number of sentences. What kind of sentences do they need to be?
Amount of words.
Yeah, detail and description maybe? Okay. Okay, and what about, are you using vocabulary from Español uno or vocabulary from Español
Both.
dos? You're using both?
What's your portfolio of words?
Okay. Hay 10 oraciones de 10 palabras. Cada uno de 10 palabras. Okay, for the next one, to get a 4, how many sentences and how many words per sentence?
8 sentences.
Eight.
Not 7.
7,
Eight.
that's like
Seven's crap.
7 sentences.
8.
Hay
8.
8, yeah, I think so.
Ocho?
6,
Yeah.
8 oraciones
It's like
de cada uno de 10 palabras. Okay, next one. How many sentences for the next one to get a 3?
6.
Yeah, 6. I
Six.
think lower than 6.
No, it's a 5.
I think a 7.
Yeah. Lower than
Okay.
6.
Adios, gracias.